Tanuj had come to Smriti's house after 10 years. After the divorce, he had bought another house and had been living there. Tanuj stepped out of his car and stood in front of the gate, looking at the house once. He recalled the last day he had spent in this house, the day he received the divorce papers. He considered it one of the worst days of his life. Crossing the compound, he walked to the door and pressed the doorbell. Smriti opened the door. "Tanuj, come inside," she said. Tanuj entered the house. Standing in the middle of the living room, he looked around in all directions. "Smriti, you haven't changed anything in the house. It's exactly the same as it was 10 years ago," he said. Both of them sat on the sofa. "Where is your daughter?" he asked. "Is she only my daughter? Isn't she your daughter too?" She replied. "All right, fine. Our precious daughter. Tell me, where is she?" he asked again. "She was almost caught red-handed by me a while ago, but she barely managed to escape," Smriti said. "I told you, didn't I? Don't handle things alone." "Has she started suspecting you?" he asked. Smriti then explained a small incident that had happened a little while ago. "Where's she now?" he asked. "She's probably in the park," Smriti replied. "In that case, this is the best moment. She must have definitely called Bharat there in fear. Let's go and catch them red-handed," Tanuj said. "Do you think Bharat will come?" Smriti asked. "He will definitely come," Tanuj replied. "How can you be so sure? Before coming here, I asked Surendra to call Bharat and inform him that we know everything. So, without a doubt, both of them must have gone to the park to discuss the situation," Tanuj said. "Really? Great idea. Let's go. I've been waiting to slap her since the beginning. Just watch how I act now," Smriti said. "Come on, let's go," Tanuj said. "Wait, I'll lock the house," she said, heading inside to fetch the lock. Tanuj stepped outside while Smriti locked the door. Then, both of them left for the park. "You keep an eye on Bharat, and I'll handle Ranjani. If possible, give him a few slaps. As for me, I've already decided to teach Ranjani a lesson," she said. Both entered the park. Just as Tanuj had predicted, Bharat was already there. The two of them were talking anxiously about something, when Ranjani snatched her mobile from Smriti's hands, placed Smriti's phone on the sofa, and she ran towards the park. "I just managed to escape from Mom for now. First, I need to delete all the messages I sent to Bharat." "No, I'll just delete his contact altogether," she thought as she reached the park and sat down. Just then, Bharat called her. "Ranjani, it's over. Your parents know everything about us," he said in a panic. "What are you saying? How did they find out? Did you say something? Tell me the truth." Her voice carried both fear and anger. "Do you know? Just now, Mom snatched my mobile and tried to check whom I was chatting with. Somehow, I grabbed it back and ran," she explained. "Then it's over for us." "They must have figured everything out," he said. "How did they find out? Bharat? Tell me," she demanded. "Your parents went to the same restaurant today where we went yesterday. You know Surendra, the hotel owner? He just called me and told me that he revealed everything about what we did yesterday to them." "What? Bharat, what do we do now? I'm really scared," Ranjani said in panic. Her breathing became heavy, like a runner gasping for air. "Ranjani, don't panic. Stay where you are. I'll come there in a while. Let's think about what to do next," he said. "Bharat," her voice was filled with tears, "let's run away somewhere. Just stay quiet. Don't say anything foolish. Wait there calmly until I reach," he said and cut the call. Bharat arrived at the park. The two of them were discussing what to do next when, suddenly, Tanuj and Smriti appeared before them. Seeing them, both Bharat and Ranjani froze in shock. Sweat trickled down Ranjani's forehead, dripping onto her cheeks. Bharat's face was filled with fear. Tanuj and Smriti stood at a distance, glaring at them. "Bharat, I never expected you to behave so cheaply with me," Tanuj said. "Tanuj, what's the point of scolding him? She's the one who needs to be taught a lesson first," Smriti said, stepping forward and slapping Ranjani twice across the face. Smriti felt immense satisfaction after slapping Ranjani. The irritation she had been feeling for the past 2 days had finally found its outlet. She had caught Ranjani red-handed, and it made her happy, though she didn't show it outwardly. Madam, please, don't hit her. It's not her fault. This was all my plan. Bharat intervened. Who do you think you are? Who gave you the right to interfere in our family matters? Smriti snapped. Bharat fell silent. Ranjani, we kept quiet thinking you were innocent, and you betray us like this? She said, slapping her twice again. Smriti, stop. Why are you hitting her? First, we should deal with him. No, I'll hand him over to the police. Once they put him in lockup, he'll understand, Tanuj said, pretending to call the police on his mobile. What you're saying is right. Do it. Smriti encouraged Tanuj. Dad, no. Ranjani rushed to snatch his mobile. Will you stay quiet? Smriti grabbed her hand and stopped her. Sir, please, why are you calling the police? I'll tell you everything right here. Please, hang up the call. Bharat pleaded in fear. Nothing should be hidden. We need to know everything, Tanuj said firmly. Madam, please, I'm sorry. I had no intention of deceiving you. We only played a small drama to reunite the two of you. Why are you interfering in our family matters? Tanuj questioned. Sir, please don't get angry at what I'm about to say. I've known Ranjani for 4 years. Every time she talked to me about your family, I saw how much pain she was going through. You call this a family matter, but it concerns me too. I love her deeply. I couldn't bear to see her always in pain. That's why I made this plan. I thought she'd be happy if you two reunited. Only if she is happy, I can be happy. That's why I did all this, Bharat explained. What? You love my daughter? How dare you say that? Smriti exclaimed. Why, madam? Didn't you both fall in love before getting married? Bharat asked. How dare you talk back to us? Just wait. I'll call the police, Tanuj threatened. Go ahead, sir. Let's see what they can do. We are not children. We have the right and the intelligence to decide whether to be together or not. I want to see how you'll separate us, Bharat said courageously. Tanuj, why are we even talking to him? Our daughter has lost her senses. Let's go home, Smriti said, grabbing Ranjani's hand and dragging her away. Bharat stepped in front of Smriti to stop her. Madam, you are harassing her. Don't forget that you are a respected lawyer. What you are doing is legally wrong, he stated. You think you can teach me the law? Get lost from here. Otherwise, I have police contacts too. I can have false cases filed against you and make sure you rot in jail for 20 years, Smriti threatened. Mom, please. Didn't you also marry Dad for love? Then what's wrong with us loving each other? Where's the justice in this? Ranjani questioned. Madam, please leave her. I'm requesting you. We love each other deeply. If she's not with me, I won't survive, Bharat pleaded, about to fall at Smriti's feet. Bharat, stop. Smriti interrupted him. Tanuj, don't you think this has gone too far? Smriti asked. Yes, let's put an end to this, Tanuj laughed. Bharat and Ranjani didn't understand what they meant. Put an end to what? Ranjani asked, crying. Her forehead had turned red from Smriti's slap, and the imprint of her fingers was visible on her cheek. You two are fools. We were just acting here. You ultimate fools. Smriti laughed. What? Acting? Bharat asked in shock. Yes, Bharat, you thought only you could plan and stage a drama? Did you think we wouldn't be capable of doing the same? Tanuj said. What are you saying, sir? Bharat asked. Yes, Bharat, we were just playing a small drama. That's all, Tanuj said, smiling and placing his hand on Bharat's shoulder. Sir, if my heart had been weak, I would have had a heart attack. Bharat exhaled sharply. Oh, really? That much? So, you love my daughter? Tanuj asked. If not, would I have taken such a big risk? Bharat replied. Mom, you are in on this too? Ranjani wiped her tears as she asked. You troubled me so much for a whole week. If I didn't trouble you back, how would that be fair? Smriti laughed. Oh God, I hate you. Ranjani said playfully as she hugged her mother. Sir, I always thought you were a very calm and composed person. I never expected you to act like this, Bharat said. I used to be like that, but recently I developed a habit of reading novels, and after that I got bitten by the drama bug. But enough about me. First, tell me about you too. Since when has this been going on? Tanuj, can't we talk about this after we go home? Come on, let's go, Smriti said. They all headed home. Once they arrived, everyone sat on the sofa. Ranjani, go make coffee for everyone, Tanuj said. Are you joking, Dad? Do I even know how to make coffee? She replied. Smriti, she doesn't even know how to make coffee. First, teach her that, he said. Come on, Ranju. Today I'll teach you how to make coffee, Smriti said, taking her to the kitchen. Bharat, you act really well, Tanuj told him. You are no less either, sir, Bharat replied. But there's one thing that still bothers me. You both tried so hard to bring us back together. But it doesn't seem to be working, Tanuj said. Sir, do you think everything is only up to us? You need to try as well. I was the one who asked for the divorce. Now, if I step back, will that look right? Sir, don't overthink this too much. Just ask her directly. I don't think she'll say no. Wouldn't it be better if she asked instead of me? Tanuj said. If you just sit and think like that, nothing will happen. Look, sir, men always have to take the plunge, Tanuj said with a chuckle. Meanwhile, Smriti was in the kitchen teaching Ranjani how to make coffee, how much water to add, how much milk to mix in, and the right amount of sugar, explaining everything in detail. Mom, that's it? This is so easy. Ranjani said. It seems easy, but you'll realize it when you actually make it, Smriti replied. Mom, I thought it would be easy to change you, but you're tougher than Dad. Ranjani said. What do you mean? Look at how Dad is happily chatting with Bharat. I bet he's even discussing how to propose to you. Are you in on this? She asked, expressing her frustration. Again with the same topic? Just drop it now, Smriti said. Our entire drama should come to an end with you. Ranjani insisted. Smriti then poured the coffee into small cups. Mom, let's do this. You take the coffee yourself. Dad should get it from your hands. No, you take it, Smriti said. Come on, Mom. Ranjani dragged her along. Tanuj, here's your coffee. Smriti handed it to him. Ranjani sat next to Bharat and watched them. Bharat, look at this scene. We should take a photo, frame it, and hang it up, Ranjani joked. Both of them blushed. Ranjani, now I understand why Smriti slapped you. Smriti, you made a mistake. You should have slapped her a couple more times. Tanuj said. Now do you get it? Do you understand why I was so angry with her? Smriti said. Bharat, come outside. There is sparrow's nest I want to show you, Ranjani said, pulling him up and leading him outside. On the way, she whispered in Smriti's ear, Mom, this is the time. Don't waste it. Ask. From outside, Bharat signaled to Tanuj to propose. Both of them stepped out, standing by the window, peeking in with curiosity to see what would happen inside. Is the coffee good? Smriti asked. I really miss this coffee. Do you know how long it has been since I had such a cup? He replied. And? She asked. You should be the one to say it, he said. The two watching outside grew bored of their slow conversation. Ranjani, these two are not romantic at all. They don't even seem like a couple who fell in love and got married, Bharat said. I feel the same way, Ranjani replied. Tanuj and Smriti continued talking for a while. Ranjani said you've been growing flower plants. What kinds of flowers have you planted? Tanuj asked. Almost all of them are rose plants, she said. And yet, you haven't worn a flower in your hair, he remarked. Hearing their conversation from the window, Ranjani plucked a rose nearby and, standing at the door, threw it towards her father, saying, Dad, place this flower on Mom. The flower landed right next to him. Go on, do it. Ranjani laughed. Both of them blushed. Hey, standing by the window and eavesdropping on us? Go away, Smriti said. The two outside pretended to walk away, but sneaked back to their spot. Holding the rose in his hand, Tanuj looked at Smriti. Should I put the flower on you? He asked. Your wish, Smriti replied. Tanuj took the flower and stepped closer to her. You already look beautiful. But with this flower, you look even more beautiful, he said. You've only been saying such silly things since earlier, she said. Gathering courage, Tanuj sat down in front of her and held her hands. Smriti, 10 years ago, something happened that shouldn't have. Both of us were at fault. But now, I truly understand the pain of living without you. I don't want to go through that pain again. Will you marry me again? I love you, Smriti. He offered her the rose. Smriti was overwhelmed with joy. Her face lit up like a blooming rose. Yes, Tanuj, I will marry you. I can't stay away from you either. I love you too, she said, embracing him. Hey, shouted Ranjani and Bharat from outside, cheering in happiness. In their excitement, Ranjani ran inside and hugged both of them tightly. Are you happy now? Smriti asked. Bharat also stepped inside. I don't think there's anyone in the world right now who's happier than me, Ranjani said, completely lost in her joy. In that moment, all her anger, hatred, and resentment melted away in her happiness. It was a dream she had for years, and today it had come true. Bharat, you did it. I love you so much, she said, kissing his cheek in excitement. Ranju, we're right here, Tanuj said, seeing Ranjani kiss Bharat. I don't care, Dad. I'm just so happy today, she exclaimed and hugged both of them again. Tanuj pulled Bharat closer, and the four of them shared the moment together, embracing in pure joy.